Good morning. Welcome to this live stream. I'm going to be sharing with you today how marketing consultants and agency owners can get unstuck, really break free from that $150,000 range to $250,000 range and really grow and scale their business to that $1 million or even beyond. So I am so excited to have you join me. And if you are joining, and you want to get your business to $1 million, then I want you to type in the chat or in the comments right now, $1 million. I love to get to know you. I love to get to know who's on here with me. And if you're watching the replay, then put hashtag replay so I can connect with you. I just love to learn more about you and share resources. And I also have a workshop coming up where I'm going to be diving deeper into what I'm talking about today. And you can apply for that workshop at expertinyouworkshop.com. And I'm going to be going much deeper into each of these areas and really helping you be able to get to those higher levels in your business. So welcome, welcome. Super excited you are here. So very quickly, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ann Carden. I'm a top business growth strategist and consultant, and I work with consultants, agency owners, professionals, coaches that are in the B2B space and really want to grow their business into $500,000 or $1 million, but they want to do it with simplicity. So I teach you a very streamlined way to build your business so it's high profit, so you can have a business you love, a life you love, and a bank account you love. So all right. As you can see, I am at my lake condo. You can probably see all the lake decor back here. And I have my mug with flip flops. Although I have to tell you, I'm wearing a sweater because it's not that warm today. But I'm not in my office. So there might be a little bit of an echo. And I apologize for that. But bear with me because I have some good stuff to share with you. I want to know what is keeping you stuck. So many people are out there just trying to build their business, but they are, hey, Amy, hey, Alicia, good to have you on. So a lot of people are out there trying to build their business, but they are staying on the hamster wheel and they're staying stuck. It's not really growing. So my question would be, how long have you really been at the same revenue level? Has that been a year? Has it been 2 years or 3 years? Well, that's an indication that you are stuck and you need to make some shifts in your business. So I'm going to share the 4 shifts today. All right. Before I get into those, I want to know, do you have a millionaire mindset? Do you have a $1 million mindset? Because $1 million businesses don't just accidentally happen. A lot of people may think they do not. There has to be a clear roadmap. I'll talk more about that, but there has to be a clear plan to be able to get your business to $1 million. And I want you to know that there's never really been a better time in history for people to be able to do this. We are in a different world. Technology, the internet, all of these things have made it so possible for people to build $1 million businesses where before it was a small percentage of people that really had the opportunity to do this. And now everyone has the opportunity to do that. And so think about that for a minute. In fact, I should have looked up the statistics before I got on here, but there's something like, oh my goodness, I looked it up, 100 new millionaires every single day in the United States. 100, I think that's what it was, 100 new millionaires. Don't quote me on that, but that just gives you some insight as to what is possible. So the first thing I want you to know that with the right things in place, you absolutely can do this. And it's life changing. When you get your business to $500,000 or $1 million and the profitability is good, you're putting money in your bank account, you're loving your life, you're loving your business. I want you to know it's life changing and it can set you up for your future. So if you're not thinking big enough, I hope that when you leave this today, you will have a very different mindset around growing your business to this level. Amy says $1 million is the new 100,000. Yeah, I say a million is the new 6 figures. That's absolutely right. Because what used to be, 6 figures used to be like the milestone everyone wanted to get to, right? But now $1 million, it should be the milestone people are striving to get to. Unless they are just trying to make an income. If you're only trying to make an income and you're not trying to build a business, then this is probably not even going to be relevant to you. But if you're really serious about building your business and you're watching other people do it, but maybe it's not happening for you, then you're going to understand the areas that you need to dive into a little bit more in your business and figure out so that you can move forward and go apply to attend my workshop, Expert in You workshop, where we're going to dive into these things. Okay. All right. The first key that you have to really be aware of to break free from the low six figures. So again, I'm talking about 100,000, 150, 200, maybe $250,000, not breaking free from that, is you probably have a lack of focus. Oh my goodness. I cannot tell you how often I see this. And I can tell you how just this one shift, even getting people focused, can usually make them more money almost immediately. Many of my clients have results in as little as a week sometimes, or 30 days, or 90 days. So I want you to know, a lot of times it's just getting them very focused to really understand this is where they need to spend their time. This is what they need to be doing. So let me just ask you this. Are you trying to sell yourself multiple ways? You're all over the place. You're kind of winging it. You're out there and you're just trying to get the next client, but there's really no focus. There's no you don't really know who you're trying to go after. Again, trying to be everything to everyone, that is not going to get you very far. So when you're trying to get to your first million, you've got to really streamline your business and get focused. I always say one market, one offer, one marketing system, 1 year. You have to go all in on that. And so if you haven't done this, you're missing opportunity. You're missing being able to get to that $1 million faster, but also easier. Also easier. Okay. So if you lack focus, if you are out there chasing clients, trying to get the next client, all of that keeps people winging it in their business. And so you need to really get this streamlined, and you need to do something different. This is one of the things, again, that I help people do over and over again. And it's such a game changer for people. Okay. So where are you? Do you lack focus? Is focus an issue? If it is, type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. Okay. You lack strategy is number 2. Lacking strategy. Look, if you do not have a clear plan to get to $1 million, it is not likely you're going to get there. That is almost as ridiculous as if I said, I think I want to drive to California. I'm going to start in New York, and I'm not going to have a map. I'm not going to have a GPS. I'm just going to take off in my car and I'm going to just try to get to California. Now, I might get there eventually, maybe, knowing my directions, probably never, but I might get there. But how long will it take me? And I mean, think about this. How crazy is that going to be? So, if you're trying to build your business to a certain level and you don't have a strategy in place that can get you there, it's not likely it's going to happen. And not only that, you're making your business harder. You're not working smarter if you're doing this. It's not smart, because when you have a clear strategy, and I like to call this your GPS, some people call it your roadmap, your game plan, it doesn't matter, your playbook, it doesn't matter. When you have a clear strategy in place to take your business from where you are right now to that $1 million or even much bigger, now you have a GPS. Now you have turn left, turn right. It will also determine the decisions you make in your business, and it will help you take the right actions. So, do you have a clear strategy? If you don't have a clear strategy, type in the comments strategy, so that I know that that's an area that you are struggling with. And quite honestly, I see people that have been in business for years. I talk to them all the time. They've been in business for years and their businesses never move forward because there's no clear strategy. But it's not that they're not great at what they do. They're great at what they do. They just don't have the game plan, the roadmap. Okay. Number 3, this is a big one. I hope you're taking notes. Your business is too dependent on you. You are the bottleneck in your business. You're not getting out of your own way. You are stuck in the center of your business. Everything's dependent on you. You are like the CEO that stands for Chief Everything Officer. You're not a real CEO. You're the Chief Everything Officer. If this is you, your business won't grow. You will stay stuck. You'll stay the bottleneck in your business until you shift out of this. Here is something that you really need to be aware of. Maybe you're getting stuck in fulfillment. If you are working 10 to 12 hours in your business, doing the thing that you sell, you are losing money. Let me repeat that because that's a big one. If you are working more than 10 to 12 hours in your business doing the thing you sell, you are losing money. You're not being the owner. You're not being the driver of your business. You've got to step out of that role. You've got to, the solopreneur's dilemma. Look, you can only get so far as a solopreneur. Now, why do you want to stay a solopreneur? That would be my big question. I'm glad you put that down. But why would you want to stay a solopreneur when you have all this opportunity to change your life? You know, I have built 5 previous businesses and sold them, and it changed our future financially. It changed our life, and you can build wealth with your business. Let me repeat that. You can build wealth with your business. So my question is, why would you want to stay a solopreneur? That is an income. That is not a business. So the first thing I want to do is get you thinking bigger. Are you thinking this way? If again, if everything's dependent on you, it's only going to, you can only expect to get around that 150,000, maybe $200,000 if you're really doing some things right. But it's not going to grow much beyond that because you can't do everything yourself. You just can't. Even if you've got enough clients, you still, how are you going to fulfill those clients without you working 100 hours a week? I have to tell you, one of my clients a while back was charging $3,000 for his highest ticket thing. And he had a marketing agency, he did media, he did all this whole suite of products, all this stuff, everything. He was the everything officer in his business, but he also sold everything and he marketed himself, you know, every which way. And he was working literally like all through the night, and his marriage was struggling. There were a lot of things going on that it was really wrecking his life. His business was really wrecking his life. He had been in his business for 3 years, and when I looked at everything he was doing, we had to obviously completely shift the things I'm talking about, but just getting him laser focused, giving him a brand new strategy, putting the right things in place, he grew his business by 500% in 1 year. Now, he was a solopreneur, but he then had to add some team. But we did it because we put together all of his offers into one powerful offer. We got really clear on who his market was going to be. And then he was able to go right out to them. And he had no trouble finding them because we knew exactly who he was going after. Everything was relevant for them. And he started closing $30,000 clients like clockwork. So it didn't take much for him to get to that kind of growth. But then he did have to start bringing in team and all of that. So the reason I'm telling you this is because when you are doing the right things, the opportunity is there. But here's the other thing. This is the other thing you need to hear. He got more than 20 hours back into his life a week almost immediately. Almost immediately. So when you are a solopreneur, you've got to be smarter. And then you've got to also think growth. Otherwise, just get used to staying in the hustle and grind and get used to your business isn't going to change much. If you don't change what you're doing, then you can plan on the same business, maybe even less as more and more people come into the market. Okay. So the people that are doing things right, the people that are developing themselves as a business owner, they are going to be the ones that are going to keep crushing it, and everyone else is going to struggle, and they're going to fight for, I like to say, the scraps at the bottom, because they just don't have themselves positioned in the right way, and they're not doing the right things. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's hard to scale if you're the main talent. Yes. First of all, there's lots of talent out there. We are not, I mean, we all are exceptional at what we do, I'm sure, but at some point you have to let go of things. If you think that you can do everything in your business better than anybody else, that's not a $1 million mindset. That's not a millionaire mindset. The idea is that you are able to step out of a lot of the stuff that you're doing, and you're able to really focus your energy on being the driver in your business. And then you oversee and you manage the other things going on. So it doesn't mean that you have to do everything. So again, you're thinking more like an employee in your own business versus a business. But I'm really glad you're bringing this up, because this is a huge issue for most people that get into business. They just aren't thinking about being a business owner. They're just thinking, oh, I want to make an income. I'm going to go out and get a client. Then I'm going to fulfill this. And that will only get you so far. So if that's all you ever want, that's fine. But your business will always be the same. So if you don't love what you're doing now, if you don't love the way it is, if you don't love the hours you work, if you don't love the freedom that you don't have, if you don't love the money, then you have to be content with that if you're not willing to do something different. So, and most people start out in business like that. They start out as a solo. I did. I fired up 5 businesses like that. It was just me. But I quickly realized, hey, this isn't the way to grow. And I don't want to stay in this hustle and grind forever. I don't want to be exhausted. I don't want to burn out. I don't want, I mean, I want something more for myself, for my family, for my future. And so you just have to start thinking different, but you then have to put the things in place to help you get there. Okay, so we talked about lack of focus. We talked about lack of strategy, your GPS, your roadmap, your plan to get to a million. We talked about the business being too dependent on you. And if you're working more than 10 to 12 hours in your business doing the thing, actually doing the work, you're losing money, your business can't grow. All right. And then the fourth key to building $1 million business is you probably lack a great marketing and sales strategy or system. So if you are, again, everything's dependent on you, the marketing's dependent on you, the fulfillment's dependent on you, you're everything. If that's you, then how are you going to keep growing your business? So this is why people stay on the feast and famine roller coaster. Oh, 1 month is great. You bring in clients and you're making great money. And then the next month you have nothing, or you're barely surviving. Barely surviving. The reason for that is because you do not have a predictable and consistent marketing system. You don't have a consistent pipeline that's feeding your business qualified leads. And so now you're out there scrambling for the next client. It happens all the time with coaches. It happens all the time with consultants. It's a problem because they are not consistently staying in the marketing or marketing their business. So they stay in this up and down. And the thing is, you should be able to bring in as many clients as you want. That's a business. When you can bring in as many clients as you want and your business is scalable, and it never matters how many people are coming your way. If you want to take them, you can. Now, here's the other thing. Sometimes people max out on clients because they're taking all the little stuff. I like to say you're taking the scraps from the big guys. So you're getting the low value clients that don't pay you very much, that are price shopping, that are trying to get your prices down. They're trying to negotiate your prices down because they think you're too much. So one of the things that I do is I help people that are really great at what they do move into the top level of their market, not the bottom. Move to the top. When you move to the top and you're getting clients for $25,000, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, now you can see how building $1 million business is absolutely achievable, right? But if you're taking sales for $150 logo or a $300 whatever or a $1,500 website, you are not likely to get to $1 million. And so all of this is part of what you have to do to really develop the game plan. But you've got to have a consistent marketing system. And then here's the other thing that I want to talk about is you need a great sales process, because with solopreneurs a lot of times, or consultants, even small agencies that haven't yet reached $500,000, what happens is they are inefficient with their time. They end up chasing clients. They don't have things dialed in a way that it really leverages their time, and they're able to make faster, bigger leaps. So if you don't have a sales process that is simplified and streamlined, and you're only speaking to qualified prospects who can pay your big fees that you want, if you don't have that dialed in, then you've got a problem in your sales process. The other thing that I see is the proposal process is a nightmare in most marketing consultants businesses. They are sending proposals, they're writing them. The client says, "Oh," or the prospect says, "Send me a proposal." And so they spend all this time and energy writing a proposal, emailing the proposal, and then they end up chasing the client to try to get them to close. No, 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 no. Get rid of proposals. No, do your business differently. I try to help people get rid of proposals altogether. There is a better way. There's a much better way to simplify the sales process, get hours and hours back into your life, quit chasing clients, and get your business working like a well-oiled machine. That's $1 million business. So, very quickly again, lack of focus, lack of strategy. Your business is too dependent on you. You are the bottleneck. You're the chief everything officer. Bad idea if you want to grow. And then you lack a great marketing and sales system and process. So, if you are stuck in any one of these areas, do you see a gap? First of all, type in the chat anything I've talked about that is a problem for you in your business. Type that in. Is it focus? Is it strategy? Is it the business is too dependent on you? Is it that you don't have marketing and sales systems in place that streamline your time and bring you a consistent flow of the right people? You shouldn't be having conversations with anyone that's not a qualified prospect. Everyone that you sit down and have a conversation with should be in a place where they can afford your services. They're ready for your services. So if you're not doing these things, if you don't have this, you need this if you are wanting to grow bigger. So this is really, this is the foundation and the fundamentals of building a great business. And really doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, to be quite honest. It could be any kind of business where someone is a solo or they're stuck at that, or maybe they have a very small team. You can bet there's still one or two of these gaps. These are still the drivers. And so if you don't fix these things, again, you have to be happy with where you are, because you're not going to go much further. So I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Register for my webinar or for my live workshop if you are in a place where you are ready to grow and scale to $500,000 or $1 million. I'm going to be diving much deeper into these areas, and we're spending 3 hours together to really dive into these. And I'm going to show you the more streamlined way to build a high level business that gets you unstuck, and that also can really help you grow to those levels with the best clients, working with the best clients, not the worst. So I would love to hear your takeaways from this. What helped you the most? Did anything open your eyes? Did anything resonate with you? Also, if you want some help, if you don't want to attend the workshop, or maybe you can't attend it live, then you can still book a call with me at acarden.com. We'll take a look at your business. If you're ready to get some help and you're willing to make the investment to get some help, we'll take a look at your business and we'll see what your gaps are and how we can fast forward your success. So I thank you so much for being on here. I hope this was valuable. Please share it, like it, share it, hit that heart button. If you know anyone else that needs to watch this, please share it with them as well. And if I can help you, I gave you 2 ways that you can get my help, the workshop or book a call. So I look forward to getting to know you. Deanna says this was great. Thank you for the invite. I love the plan to eliminate proposals. Yes. Yes, get rid of those things. So it's so interesting when I help people do this. It's like their business will just explode because they realize, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have even been doing them. I say, why are you doing proposals? And they're like, oh, that's just the way it's always been done. Well, how about if we fix that? And how about if there's a better way? Let's do that. All right. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you all. And hopefully I'll get to know you and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.